I give it 1 minute. Okay, we're live.
All right. Good afternoon. This is Senator Charles Sitnor, Vice Chair of the Baltimore County delegation. This afternoon, we will be discussing Senate Bill 557. We were intending to have the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors come in to discuss their concerns with the legislation. However, they have submitted something in writing in lieu of testimony this afternoon. So this session is more of just some conversations that we're having about the bill. So what I will say, this Senate Bill 557 is sponsored by me and Senator Dolores Kelly. I had an opportunity to meet with the Greater Baltimore Board of Realtors about their letter of opposition this past Friday. From that conversation, what I had asked for them to do was to provide to me a list of what their concerns were. That list, I believe, was received by everyone within our delegation within the past couple of hours this afternoon. And I can tell you what I intend to do is to take a look at what they've submitted in writing and see how I can address some of their concerns. I would say that just in briefly looking at the list, a number of the concerns were related with the ability of this authority to use powers of eminent domain, which was pointed out earlier. That power is something that the county already has, but one of the things that I've been considering in talking about or addressing that concern of eminent domain is possibly having, if there was property that the county or that the authority felt it needed to use eminent domain, what we could do is have that power just stay with the county, and they could actually go to the authority could go with a recommendation presented to the county council, and it would still be the county council would have that ability to give his blessing. So that's one way that I thought to address this concern about eminent domain. As I noted, that is a power that I believe the authority in Prince George's has, but if it's causing that much consternation, as I said, I don't see it being something that we necessarily have to have. I can leave it with the county council, and it would be on recommendation by the authority.
And Senator, it looks, as I quickly have looked over it, it looks as if they're focusing a lot of their attention on the distinction between abandoned properties, especially abandoned residential property, occupied residential properties. Right. They think abandoned properties are fair game, and they have more serious concerns with occupied residential property.
Right. And I think that if the authority to use eminent domain it goes back to the county, I think even that at that point it's addressed, because the county isn't, I don't think, looking to create issues by taking occupied property. So give them the whole ball, let them deal with it, and they can deal with their constituents in that respect. So right. I think that might be a solution to this.
Is this just authorizing?
Yes.
So the county council still needs to implement whatever they're going to do
Correct.
to make this come to life.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Correct.
Just wanted to make sure. Yeah.
So it sort of sounds like we've got a plan. You're going to go back and discuss with the Board of Realtors, and then hopefully reach a consensus solution and come back to us so we can vote on it.
That sounds about right, Chris. I mean, Senator West, I'm sorry. Were there any other questions or concerns?
Mm-mm.
All right, look,
The west side, excuse me, Senator Kelly. Senator Kelly has been quite vocal and correct
oh, right.
about the need on the west side for some serious redevelopment to occur.
Yes.
Specifically, and especially around that mall, that basically dead mall
So,
off of Security Boulevard.
and I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the other concerns that was expressed by the Greater Board of Realtors was the area. They thought it seemed to be too large, and what I shared with them was this bill is built off of Prince George's County's redevelopment authority, which is not limited at all within the county. But I shared with them that the reason that the boundaries were drawn as they were drawn is because within that footprint, we have a federal enterprise zone that is used for, I guess, where most of a number of the federal buildings are, like the FBI headquarters. We have a few designated tracks for sustainable communities. Security Square Mall has been designated an opportunity zone. I believe there are a couple hub zone designations within the area. So rather than going piecemeal and trying to get little communities and draw, I just thought it would just be a lot easier just to draw a large geographic area that would capture all of those within these two districts. So bring that up.
My philosophy about Baltimore County is like the Three Musketeers, all for one, one for all. If there's any part of the county that's in trouble, we all need to pitch in and do what's necessary to bring it back up again.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Senator Helderman, did you have any questions or anything?
I don't.
All right, Senator Lamb, I see you're on, but assuming no questions or concerns. All right, Chris, did you have an update that you wanted to share with us with your legislation dealing with York Road? Or would you rather wait till we have?
No, I withdrew the bill, and Kathy Forbes, who was my cross file, also withdrew her bill. We're going to try to get at the problem through a different way than with legislation. I appreciate Senator Kelly's concern that if we pass legislation to do a study of one road, where's it going to stop? Next year, we'll have legislation to do studies of 16 roads.
Got a couple for you.
There we go. So there's no question that Central Towson needs to be studied, but I'm hoping I can get the State Highway Administration to just do it because it's the right thing to do, rather than because it has to build to do it.
Thank you. And Senator Lamb, thank you very much. I see your responses. There's no questions from Senator Lamb. So I will give everyone back their afternoon and thank you all for joining us. And I can't give a date on the next time we'll meet, so we'll certainly be talking with our chair about this. So look, you all have a good afternoon. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Saul.
Thanks.